It's not easy. It's like one of the things we've observed is that you need time, permission, and space. And money doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
But you need time and permission. A lot of educators don't have the time, so they're doing it on weekends or at night. They don't have permission because the administration may not believe in it yet,
Yeah.
or may not know why it's valuable to do it differently.
So how does your organization help with that?
Well, certainly by funding, the grants that we fund. But I mean, I really celebrate the people who write a grant, right? Because they want to do this big innovative project. They're not getting paid extra. The other stuff doesn't get cleared away. They just want to do it because they know it will light up their work. It will light up their students. I believe all of that is true too. But so I think that is one way that we definitely support that is by funding the projects and being responsive to that.
Are there particular types of projects that you like to fund?
Well, no, wait. I want to say that we also, in addition to the funding piece, we encourage it. We really have tried, I think, and to some successful end, to create an environment that encourages community, connection, collaboration, because I feel like we talk to each other so much that we say the same things, but it's true. We have discovered all these silos. We haven't discovered it.
Sure.
We just have encountered them and observed the barriers that they create for educators who just they know that there's this whole new realm of possibilities out there, but they don't have the support, permission, or time within their school or district. So we've tried to build a community to bring that support to them.
Yeah.
So
how does that work? Do you provide some sort of modeling for them? I mean, do you have workshops and spaces where the teachers, educators can come, or how does that work?
we do a number of things.
Okay.
You go first, Brenda.
Okay.
I know. Well, in respect to building that community too, I think one of our big messages is if you apply for a grant and you don't get funded, this is cheesy, I always say, do something, you'll find a way to do it even if you don't get funded. And then our other big message is, please don't go away. You know, usually it's like, you didn't fund me, I'm gone, I'll go to the next or whatever. So, but stay, because if you just wanted to do something innovative, you're in the circle. So that has become our list, I guess, of people, and it's grown. It's very, very large now.
It
so
is
that's
very
good.
large.
Not everybody comes into the space all the time, but so that's one way. You want to.
Well, and then so we have tried to create these different avenues of innovation, if you will. So one of the things we do in the summer, we offer an Innovators Roundtable, which has really evolved since we very, very, very first did it. But they are opportunities to bring people together, to talk about innovation, to provide examples of innovation, to encourage innovation. And now we've started pairing those meetings with funding opportunities. So we have a fun design thinking challenge for educators. So dream about your space, tell us what you want to do to your space, and we will put your name on our list and consider your application for funding up to $5,000 to reconfigure your space. So that's one avenue.
Another big one we started that we're excited about is we call it Lean Into Learning. So it's professional development funding.
Oh, wow.
So because we just everywhere we go, this is true. Districts are doing big professional development, but educators don't really get to choose their own.
Yeah.
So we wanted educators to have the chance to choose their own. People, there was a huge response. 328 educators were affected just May through December. Some people went to conferences. Some people went all across the country visiting different schools. Some people brought experts here. And so it was a huge success. Our main goal was to inspire. We think, we want people to try innovative things. If you don't get out of your realm, how do you know what's going, how do you know what innovative thing you want to try? So that was kind of our main motivation, and I think it's been a huge success. It's not a requirement if you do a PD experience under our program that you write a grant, but it's a nice byproduct for us if people do the big grants.
We gave away $124,000 in professional development from May to December last year, December 1. So it wasn't even the full month of December. And another avenue is that we try to meet educators where they are. So we bought, how many books did we, how many
yeah.
The Space books did we buy? 100?
So, yeah, Rebecca here and Bob
I have that
Dylan's
book. Yeah.
We give those away to educators, especially people who are out there feeling alone and isolated.
Yes.
So that's another avenue of innovation, if you will, for us.
Yeah, I mean, that permission piece is huge. I mean, because we often think that the funding has to drive the change and the innovation, but it starts with the mindset, you know, and the willingness to take that risk, because to reconfigure your space, that doesn't take any funding. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just some thought and some risk taking and access to those tools to help you figure out, you know, how to do it.
Yeah, you know, the
Yeah.
question I've been asking administrators, I think Charmaine thought of it originally, and I'm like, I'm going to ask everyone I know, is innovation ever on the evaluation landscape? Or is innovation a part of any question or any, and my solid answer everywhere I go is no.
Yeah.
So if we don't even ask that, I mean, not that you would want to, I wouldn't want to penalize anyone for not being innovative enough or whatever, but just to have it in it, just to become a part of your mindset, become a part of your, okay, but what innovative thing have you tried in the last couple of months, or things? What are the most innovative things? Just as a great question to ask yourself and to ask, and not necessarily be evaluated on, but to be a part of the conversation. I don't think it is.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's not. It's just not a part of the. It's just not a part of the bar. You know.
Yeah.
We need to just include it. The other thing I think that I find really disheartening is educators get so trapped in their environments they don't have a chance to step outside of it and see how that is toxic. Is a very it's just very pregnant with meaning, and those spaces can be toxic if they're not well cared for. So for example, we've been in a number of spaces lately where educators are working hard to bring innovation and new thinking to kids, but they're doing it in environments where the plaster's peeling, the paint's peeling, the ceiling's falling down, there are holes in the floor, the equipment's raggedy, the desks are raggedy, and you know, it's like you can't walk into your space every day and go, I am ready to bring the possibilities of the future to these students when I'm in this. You know, I have to step over holes in the floor.
Yeah.
It's like that's.
Oprah talks about, you know, your space should rise up to meet you. And, you know, sometimes that space is a barrier and it depresses you, and not, you know, emotionally. Well, it could emotionally as well, but I mean, physically, the way, you know, those barriers are set up, you know, what it said, the unhealthy spaces, you know, that we're in. So you're right. It is challenging to expect educators to think beyond when they're just trying to meet the basic needs.
Right.
Yeah.
But the common denominator is the kids. Like, no matter what socioeconomic area you are in, those kids, when you really get them talking and really get them sharing, and they're so amazing. The potential is amazing. So,
Yes.
but the playing ground, the field is not level in any
Nope.
way, shape, or form.
Is not level.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was going to ask. Do you see educators across Missouri taking advantage of your resources, or is it more just urban schools, or is it suburban schools? You know, what areas do you see taking advantage of?
I think the response is it's kind of across the metropolitan area. I think we have a good mix of educators that apply. Do you agree?
Yeah, we have a geographic service area which only includes a bit of Illinois,
Okay.
and then the counties, almost down to St. Genevieve. So it's not all the way. It's not the whole entire state. So of our geographic service area, yeah, I mean, we're starting to. Yeah. But not a lot of on the edge of the area. I would say mostly urban and county.
Yeah. You brought up about, you know, students, children naturally being eager to learn. And that's, you know, I just think of this idea. And of course, children have to be nurtured and developed and supported. But this idea that students have to be made to learn, you know, I mean, students are naturally born curious, you know, they're naturally born with the capacity to learn. it may not be what we have prescribed for them to learn at that time and at that space for them to learn. But boy, the day when students can access, learning at their level of readiness will be an exciting day.
Oh, I agree
you know what I mean?
much. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have always been just seeing, students, the gifted students that I support, them constantly being tamped down to say, you're not ready for this yet, or there's this whole systematic change that has to be created for you to access that information. You know what I mean?
The truth is, we're not ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're not ready. And it's all about needing to, I think it's just as simple as we want to be smarter than the kids. We don't want them to show us up, right? So, because if I'm not ready, if I haven't done all the research, if I don't know it all, and you come in and you're 10, no.
Yeah. You're right. You're
And
right.
when it comes to technology, the adults have to get out of the way.
We get
because-
out of the
and,
way.
and learn together.
Yes.
Right.
But that is a big barrier. I mean, we sometimes will fund a project and it doesn't take off because
Yeah.
they're waiting for the educators to all be comfortable.
Which could take a lifetime.
Grief,
It
yeah.
could.
Yeah,
It
so
could.
that's our message is, okay, the kids are ready, listen
Yes.
to the kids, let the kids
Listen.
talk to them, see what direction they want to take. They have so many solutions and so many
Yeah.
ideas. And yeah, it's hard to get out of the way.
Yeah.